Hi, welcome to Hackless Talk, the podcast of the hottest blockchain news, market insights, and expert opinions from Web3 professionals, brought to you by Hackless. I'm your host, Eugene, aka Crypto MC, and I'm here today with Darian. He's the team member of DoubleTop, and DoubleTop is #1 crypto influencer in the CIS region, awarded by Binance. So it's a great honor and pleasure to have you, Darian, on our podcast.
Hey, everyone. Thank you, Eugene, for having me here. It's really nice for joining.
Amazing. Let's start with your story. How did you get into the crypto space? What have you already done? And how do you feel yourself?
So generally, it's not a long story. It can be like kind of short because the decision was influenced by my surrounding, by my community. And it was generally the CEO of the DoubleTop, where I am now the team member. It's Hex Drunker. He let me deep into such a sphere as crypto, sales, different processes. And after this, the DoubleTop company was created, and now we are here doing it today.
Amazing. As for me, as I do understand, DoubleTop is a big community of experienced enthusiasts, crypto fans, maybe tech guys. Very interesting community of great young guys, great young gentlemen. So crypto ladies, if you are looking on the great community of gentlemen, please pay your attention. But nonetheless, I would love to know what is DoubleTop, exactly what it does, and why Binance awarded DoubleTop as the #1 crypto influencer in the CIS region.
I would like also to be short because I can speak on this for a long time. So DoubleTop for now has become an investment company, and that provides marketing services, technical services, and also, for example, we have all our external products like ambassadors, platforms, and so on. And so it was a great honor for us to be awarded by Binance as #1 influencer. It is an award in the CIS region, and we were awarded such a great prize for us for being a really big, I would like to say the biggest in CIS region influencer, having a lot of socials from Telegram, Twitter, Instagrams of our CEO and CIO, YouTube channel, where we carry a lot of different processes for our partners, for our investors, investors for our partners, VCs, and so on. So for now, I am the team member of DoubleTop, have such roles as senior, some kind of senior analysts, because we have a lot of different branches of work. For example, if we are doing researching of ICOs, IDOs, different sales, and so on. And also, as we are cooperating with different projects we see, as I have already mentioned, we are project leads, because we are communicating with them every day. And that's really great.
Amazing functionality. Yes, I do understand. It's sort of you work on the side, you and the team work on the side of marketing, business development of crypto project investment, and so on and so forth. You are not technical guys that do a lot of analytics. So you are versatile, multifunctional agency, experienced in marketing also, and that's why Binance awarded you as the top top influencer in 2021. Okay, I wish you to become influencer of 2022 and other years. Why not?
And not only in the CIS region, right?
Definitely, because great guys deserve the great results. So the core topic for today's podcast are launchpads, because you are an experienced guy in that. I am not so experienced, but I worked with some of launchpad. As for me, this has been another way of distributing tokens. We all saw this evolution starting from 2017 when ICOs, then IDOs, IOs, STOs, and launchpads, so on and so forth. That there's one of state of evolution. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm mistaken. So let's start with the definition. What the hell is launchpad as the place where something is being launched? and we we talk about token launch, token sale. What is a launchpad? How it works in general?
You're right. You're actually right, because crypto launchpads are some kind of platforms that allow blockchain-based projects to raise their capital, to make some marketing, giving access to early stage token sales of some kind of group of investors like us, like me, like you, and other community, and such people as us getting access to early stage sales means a virgin price for investors before it has its own public sale on the market. It's there are a lot of different launchpads with their own features, determinants why you would like to participate in such sales on such a launchpad. But actually, yeah, that's it. Launchpad is a thing where you, as a small project, or even a project which has its own tokenomics, its own utility, and so on, can raise capital, have some kind of marketing, and where the awareness of your project can rise among their communities.
Okay, so what in general it works like the place or shop where the product may, I would say a bazaar or a market where the product may come with their tokens, put it on the showcase and say, hey, investors, buy my tokens. And this organizer of this bazaar or market is the launchpad. Okay, that's quite simple. So do you agree with my statement that launchpad is the place where token may be sold, could be sold, or just another stage of the evolution of the token distribution process, which first started in 2017 in the ICO type, then evolved in IOI, STO, and so on. So for now, we are having launch, and launchpad are coming also. The upcoming stages of evolution are already in front of us. So what's your opinion on that?
I think you're right, because launchpads can be another stage of the evolution of the token distribution. As you have already mentioned, it was in 2017 ICOs, then on IOs, and etc. To be short, what is the main difference? For example, if somebody doesn't know exactly, ICOs in 2017, it was some kind of scam, because as you know, there are a lot of projects that launched and then scammed. All the tokens were sold by the team and so on. There are a lot of confusions arise and so on, and it was not very popular. It was not a high time of this on that period. And when we are talking about the IO, for example, it's very legit stuff, because all the things are prescribed by the exchange, and so all the risks, all the things that relates to the launchpad, all the processes to be carried out are on the exchange. For example, on the Binance, or KuCoin, FTX, and other exchanges, all the responsibility is on them. And the legibility of such type of sales IO is 100% legit, because I don't think, for example, if that's Binance or FTX would like to scam, it's not a good story for them. And on the other hand, ICO, for example, now it's a little bit changed, because ICO is about the coin list. It is a very big platform on which a lot of projects and a lot of ICOs have been carrying out. And to be honest, the launchpad, it's some kind of IDO, initial DEX offering, is the next step, the next stage of evolution. The evolution was made from CEXs to DEXs, because more liquidity, more interest was caught to the DEXs when some problems with CEXs arise. And I think IDO IDOs cover more issues that cannot be covered, for example, by ICO and IO. It has its own pros and cons, but exactly we can say for sure, yes, it's a new stage. It is not now, because it's the high time of IDOs on launchpads was around a year ago, but actually it was the high time, and it was the evolution stage for them.
Got it. As a infrastructure element of the token distribution process, a launchpad has, like yes, from its definition, has two main side of stakeholders. First are the projects who want to sell their tokens on these launchpad, and the second part are investors or token buyers who go on launchpad and looking for the great project to buy. It's quite simple. So, and of course, these two kinds of stakeholders are looking in their competitors. They may look into the exchanges, they may go to other projects, and they may go on OTC markets and so on for a lot of competitors of this infrastructure. So I'd love to know from the project side, let's consider a project who wants to sell their tokens for investors. What are the pros and cons, or the positive and negative sides of launchpad for a project? Why a project should choose launchpad for sell the tokens, not going on some DEXs and so on? For you, get the question.
Got it. Yeah. So to be honest, like the main reason of choosing, for example, the launchpads instead of like I don't know, IO, carrying out your token sale on IO or ICO is the money to be spent to be like chosen to like participate on the IDO on the launchpad, because I think the majority of people who like participates in such sales know, for example, that ICOs like we are talking about the legit ICOs, not like the ICOs like that were carried out in 2017. It is very expensive because, for example, CoinList takes a very big percent of fee for the project to be carried out on the ICO on the CoinList. Also, if you're talking about the IO, it is also very like a very complex and very expensive story for like projects that has smaller budget, like smaller marketing budget and so on. So the processes on the IDOs or launchpads like facilitate the workflow between the team and the project exactly on the launchpads. Secondly, not all, for example, launchpads are the incubators, but if the launchpad is also an incubator, we have like different examples. For example, it can be the DAO maker. It like was a very great example of the successful like launchpad that carried out a lot of successful IDOs on the beginning. Not now, but earlier it was really great. And if the launchpad is also an incubator, it helps the project to with all the stuff around the marketing. For example, all the technical issues are also the responsibility of this launchpad, and over all the things that like can be the problem for the project. For example, if they need like, I don't know, the marketing for the token sale, the marketing for their token utility, the marketing for their, I don't know, and other products and so on. If the project has its own like problems, the launchpad can tackle it, and there is no other issues to arise. So yeah, actually it is the pros. But also we have, on the other hand, some cons, and it is not so good. And we start from the beginning with more happier extension, because as it is not performed on CEXs or I don't know on ICOs on the such platforms as CoinList, for example, that is 100% legit. There is a risk of some projects to be like some kind of scam, like they are violating some rules, like not giving tokens on time, don't have a market maker, and so on. So like DAO maker was an incubator that took responsibility over like vesting the token to their investors like us, like me and you, but some issues were only on the side of the project. For example, the market maker, if the market maker didn't work, there will be like a problem for the investors if they have a long vesting and so on. It's not the story about the flip. It is not always the story about this. So actually there is all because if it is not exchange and it is Launchpad is also such a project, as there are a lot of projects that want to be like carried out on the IDO. The Launchpad is such a project because like they have a team, but nobody behind this project can stand for them. No, like 100% legit for this team and for their work. So you should be very careful about such stuff on the like launchpads nowadays.
Absolutely understandable. So this quite sophisticated partner carries technical work, some the person of marketing job, and quite interesting. So it needs to be explored more before deep diving into the process of selling. So a project need to be careful while choosing a launchpad to partner with. By the way, how many launchpad have already existed in the world? Are they dozens or hundreds or thousands?
Yeah, for sure. There are so a lot of like different launchpads, and it is really hard to like take the number of all of them. But because, for example, like we have a situation, for example, several weeks ago when the company launchpad, like a common launchpad, comes to us. And he says, like, we would like to have because we have like launchpad, we have a project that would like to launch us. And we ask like the launchpad for like technical documentation about how they would like to carry out all the IDOs. And the most important, the project that they have selected to be carried out. And to be honest, a lot of launchpads are like some kind of one-day company that would like to like raise the money and go away. So it's very important. Like there are a lot of different launchpads that live like for one day. So, like I mean, so kind of one day. It can live like for a week, but there will not be any profit for investors. There will be no there are no different like info about the projects, about the team, and yeah, it's very dangerous nowadays. About the legit launchpads, we like had a really great communication with such launchpads as DAOmaker, like Polka Starter, like ZkPad, and there are like a different like TrustPad also. There are a lot of different interesting and legit launchpads, and now it is very hard to find a really good one. Only some like researches. I will tell more info like about ones that we have researched for you. It is really interesting, like ZkPad. I don't know to tell about this now or a little bit later maybe. But
we may say an example if they are fitting to you. No problem.
Okay, yeah. So generally, it is like the launchpad of the future of all, if it can be said like this, because a lot of launchpads don't have its own like determinant like functionality that can be acceptable, and it says like you mean I mean like why should I participate like in projects particularly on this launchpad. And when we are talking about ZkPad, it's a very good thing. You can like find more info. I will like to be briefly why like such kind of launchpad can be like selected. First of all, because the most important thing is covered by them, like the selection process of the projects to launch on the platform, like getting rid of flippers and project incubation. It's like a very important thing for like their type of work. Because they will have now there is no info and no token and no they have not already launched, and they will have like their own DAO, and all the like holders will take the decision about the projects that should be launched like on ZkPad. Yes, yeah. It's like when the team is looking for communication with their own community. It's always good, because I hadn't found yet such a good communication, like the workflow that facilitates this communication between the team and the community. They would like to listen to them. They want to be very recruits selected startups like to launch on their platform entirely based on what requirements, like avoid the participants, some kind of participants like flippers. And also the team plans to be not only as launchpad, they would like to be an incubator, and they want to guarantee the confidence for like investors, like for me and for you, and that the project will live not for one day. So they will find like the strategy, they will find the marketing, and they will carry out all the processes for them. And second thing is like transparent lottery and whitelist in the form of NFTs. It can be included in the cons of the previous launchpads, because the process of selecting the winners was a little bit complex and unknown for us. It was on some kind of luck. I don't know how the process was carried out, but still, in the ZkPad, they have found a decision like for transparent ticket lottery for participation in the IDOs on their platform. They will help they will help the partnership with the Chainlink VRF, like the L1 and L2 communication, and that Chainlink random number generator will help together with Starknet's scalability draw such kind of like transparency for the lottery tickets. So it will be like a very great thing, because whitelist will be issued to the people, and these people will understand that how this random works. Exceptionally, Polka Starter, for example, has had its own like a system of drawing the winners, but still it was not so like transparent as, for example, ZkPad has. And one more thing, very exceptional thing, that the whitelist, when like you win in the whitelist in like DAO Maker or Polkapad, you had the sign for your wallet, and the only wallet only your wallet can participate in the IDO. But ZkPad has its like own strategy and vision on this, and they have made like the thing that when you win in the lottery as a in lottery lucky draw, you receive the NFT as a like a whitelist NFT, and so you can participate in the IDO only if on your like only when you have such a whitelist NFT. It's really great because like not all the people who have like won the lucky draw would like to participate in the sale. So for example, if you don't want, you can just sell it on the OTC or somewhere, or give you to your friends, not putting under like some dangerous thing your own wallet. Don't sell your own wallet and so on. So it's like a very great thing. And the last thing like is the storage and LP staking. Like they have like their own, they will have like their own of LP tokens, and ZkP is its own native token of ZkPad. And the more like you stake, you will receive your more tickets you will receive. It will be based on the tier model. Like if you buy and stake more ZkP tokens or LP tokens, you will receive more tickets to participate in lucky draw and so on. I think everybody understands like how does it work. So generally that is.
Amazing. You have mentioned a couple of interesting elements. Let me catch them up. First, you said about lottery, and then you said about whitelist. And these are buzzwords, and they point that a sort of competition among investors exists in any launchpad. So investors compete for buying, or they call it allocation, as I do understand. So am I correct? And how it works from the investor side? What are the pros and cons from the investors, token buyers side? Why should they choose to go on launchpad or to prefer launchpads than to prefer buying tokens somewhere in other places?
You're right. Yes. For example, when like people compete to win this lottery tickets to participate, It is like, for example, if the project have like only 100 winner spots, there and the launchpad has its own like great marketing, and it is 100% legit for the most of the community. They have also their great number of like their community members, and the more like hype, the more people would like to participate in this IDO. So like on the 100 winning spots, there can be 1,000 or 5,000 or 50,000 of participants. So yeah, it will be like, it depends on your luck. And I think it depends not only on your luck, but also it depends, like, for example, on the number of tickets you have before the lucky draw. Because, for example, if you would like to increase the chance of your winning, you can like buy more tickets, like in general in lottery, if you understand what I mean. You buy more tickets, and the chance that one of these tickets will be the winning one increase also.
You said IDO, and that's initial DEX offering. Does it mean, or I'm mistaken, that the launchpad inside from the technical structure, it is decentralized structure, or it is centralized, or two cases maybe? So in this way, how it works?
Yeah, it's you're right. It's more decentralized. This is because I have like put an example about the evolution from Texas to DEXs, and now is evolution from like IOs to the IDOs. That is the main idea about the decentralization and about the how the first like launchpad rises. So.
Got it. So it's quite a middle between Texas and DEXs. Okay. So does it mean that if it is like you said, that launchpad competes from the project side or from investor side with in their heads with Texas, DEXs, other ways of token distributions, or who are the competitors of launchpads?
Actually, yes, but to be honest, I think that like we see the processes when, for example, the project combines the launchpad sale together with, for example, ICO or IO sale. For example, such a thing can be found, for example, if you would like to participate in the project on like Bybit, you will see like the most projects, the majority of projects that launch on the Bybit also launch on some launchpads. For example, like the most like ZkPad, like Polka Starter, and in previously like on DAO Maker. They team would like to combine such sales because it generates more awareness about them. More people can participate because, for example, if they don't have an account on Bybit, or if you're talking about like some ICO and IO on exchanges, or for example, if people don't want to create and pass the KYC, not all, for example, launchpads require the KYC. That's it. That's the main idea of decentralized thing here. Because when you would like to participate on FTX, IO on FTX, or IO on Binance, the first requirement is to pass the KYC.
So this is one of the main advantage of the launchpad for cryptocurrency, crypto investor. It doesn't not require KYC. This is a great point.
Not all, yeah.
Not all.
For example, the DAO Maker requires. For example, ZkPad for the first time didn't require any KYC and any evidence of like your wallets that you use. No, nothing required. For example, only to buy their token, to stake it, and that's it. If you compare to IO, for example. Also, if you're talking about the advantages for like investors. The main idea that when it was like when it was their high time, when it was on hype, like using launchpads, it was a good idea for investing because like the majority of projects that were launching on the launchpads with extremely like small caps, very like small capitalizations, like I mean like $200,000 like till $500,000. It was like really easy to have like several access on their small investments, like from 100 to like 300, because the majority of launchpads give the allocation not as big as like you want, because it's around like I have like an example of participating when we have like around $50 allocation on ZkPad. So it's not like a big investment, but still due to like some determinants like small caps on the some kind of good projects, you can like be sure that the participation in such thing is a very good idea. The second thing for investors, it's also easier. As I have already mentioned about QAC, for example, it is like launchpads have like easier conditions for participation other than IO, for example. But in general, it not depends only on a QAC. It also depends, for example, if I would like to buy a token, on some launchpads, they require to stake it, and some launchpads like require only to hold it on the wallet. You understand that, for example, holding on a wallet is more secure. For example, then you will like stake it and so on. And for example, even stake LP, this token together with like Ethereum or something, because like some contracts can be exploited, hacked, and so on. And it is not a good story, because when it is on your own wallet, you are like secure about what is going on with your tokens. And if something goes wrong, you can sell it anytime. And the third thing is that it is less like on hype, but in general, it's some kind of speculation, because when we are talking about the token of the launchpad that requires people to buy their token to participate, you can take it only in speculation in speculation interest, because if you don't want like to stake it to participate in IDO, you can like buy lower, sell higher. Or not. So generally it works. It had been working for the most of launchpads.
Got it. Because Hackless is the cybersecurity provider without these smart contracts, I have to ask you about the safety of cybersecurity regarding launchpads. How safe are they for projects and for investors?
Yeah, that is the thing, because I have already mentioned about the staking contracts that can be exploited, and that is the thing, because we had like an example with a very big on that time launchpad DAO maker, that contract of which was exploited, and tokens not only of the investors like me and you had been stolen, but also tokens of the projects that had sent them to the DAO maker to be like vested. Also had been stolen for more than, if I have not been mistaken, around $7 million. And it is not a good thing, because there are a lot of ways of replacing such strategy of participating, because like the contract was hacked with all the tokens that were required to be staked. And for example, then after this, only after this, the team had decided to put them only on the wallet, only to hold. So the security of such thing also like has some problems, because if exploit happens, not all the launchpads will make the refund. In case of DAO maker, they made a very strange thing. They refunded the half of the funds you have lost, and then the half of your funds should have been refunded like in several months or something. But if I'm an investor and it was like on the duty of the launchpad, like to build a safe smart contract, to build like a safe vault on which the tokens can be stored and staked safely, they should be like responsible for such thing. So like, yeah, it is a great problem. It can be a great problem for Launchpad, like as you have mentioned about the safety.
As I'm understanding, Launchpad are more closer to decentralized exchange due to its decentralized nature. Yeah, I got it. So, counting all that, summarizing all that, how would you say? Would you give the main suggestions or main recommendations for crypto investors how to choose a right Launchpad to go on and to buy tokens there on Launchpad X and not Launchpad Z and Y?
To be honest, like the main thing I would like to recommend is to be like very careful when choosing one, like choosing Launchpad to participate, like checking the team, checking the partners, checking the projects that are on the plan to be launched on this Launchpad, checking the requirements under which you will try to participate, about the token, about the contract, have they had been audited, for example, and by whom. I think it depends on the Launchpad, because with a different market cycle, different like problems, new different issues can arise, and you should be more flexible in such thing, because it is not like a book order. You like cannot like buy a book and understand how the crypto works. It changes every day, every time, every hour, every minute. So just to be flexible in this part of work.
As we already mentioned, Launchpad are just another stage of evolution of the token distribution mechanics, and does this mean that it is the passing stage? So Launchpads are going away from the scope, and what will be the next stage of the token distribution evolution? Or Launchpad will survive and will have kept the market percentage of all the token distribution models?
Yeah, I think that it's true enough, because as the market has its own cycles, also like Launchpad had its own cycle like a year ago or something, when they were on the high time, and like the community interest was caught by them, and by their like launching the projects launching on them and so on. And I think it is like very difficult to say what stage will be the next one, because it can be changed in like 2 days and 3 days very promptly. And like the main thing for the like current launchpads to survive, it's to understand the mistakes made by their competitors. For example, like now make an exploit of $7 million, like understand about the lucky draw, for example, as ZkPad would like to make with the chain link, and the like transparent lucky draw, let's say like this. And I think, yeah, if the project can make some conclusions about the mistakes made by their competitors, they will for sure survive.
Definitely. You know, honestly saying, I was so educated about Launchpad, and you are the first man in my life who explained me Launchpads from A to Z, and now I have become more experienced. That thanks, my personal thanks from my side to you for this educational episode, and for you, dear viewers, if you were not experienced in Launchpad, you know more how this part of ecosystem works. So because you are double top, and I don't know, do you have your own Launchpad or not? That's another story. But nevertheless, what are the plans of double top till the end of 2022, and how do you plan to become once again the number one in now the CS region, as Bonanza words? So tell us about your plans in double top.
to be honest, for sure, 100%, we would not like to become a launchpad. It's not our profile and not our like way of development. But still, about the vision on the like launchpad market, as I have already mentioned about ZkPad, it's one like from all the spectrum of future launchpad is the thing on which I would like to put my attention, because like it has its own like functionalities, its own determinants on which I can participate. And I think, yeah, that is, we would like to carry out on our like work for with a double top. We would like to develop to reach new goals in 2022. Hope everything in like in the world, in our country, will be okay. And after this, I think we will continue to take all the awards from Binance, not only in the CIS region, but also like in other parts of the world.
Great. The success, I hope, will be on your side. And finally, Darian, what's the best way to follow Double Top on the internet, to join the community, and to start to work with you? Just a simple question.
Yeah. So to be honest, we can like the simplest way to look for us, it's like our Telegram main channel. Also, we have like the YouTube. If you can like share the link in the description or something. We have like our also email of the like Double Top team. If you have like any questions, you can find it on our website, doubletop.io, and there, like on the end of the page, you can find the cell to be filled for like communication, for a partnership, and so on. And at all, yeah, our social links are always open for you, like Telegram main channel, like Twitter, like YouTube channel. We would like to continue make more interesting content for our community, and hope it will be very useful for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazingly educational episode regarding what's going on the markets, on the investors, launchpads, and project side from the business development and marketing viewpoint of Darian. Is the member of Double Top. You may find a link on Double Top in the description. So these are quite experienced marketing guys. It is always excellent on marketing side. They just look on their resources. So it's great to be part of their community. So look on them and work with them if you do see this essential for you. This has been a Hackless Talk episode regarding launchpads, the podcast of the hottest blockchain news, market insights, and expert opinions from Web3 professionals, brought to you by Hackless. I'm Eugene Crypto MC and Darian, team member of Double Top. With you, thank you for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, share. Join the Hackless YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the next episode. Join the Double Top community, and we will get back to you soon with another episode of the Hackless Talk podcast. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.